All right, so today we're going to be taking a deep dive into all this research you've sent over on the Mediterranean diet, and we're going to see if it really lives up to its reputation as a fat loss powerhouse, so to speak.
Right.
Because, I mean, there's a lot of hype out there, and
Yeah.
we really want to get to the bottom of what's actually going on.
Exactly. Yeah, there's definitely more to the Mediterranean diet than just, delicious food.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fascinating kind of interplay of physiological effects that make it so effective for weight management.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm ready to hear about it. And we're starting off strong with a study that was done on monkeys.
Oh, wow.
And it really caught my eye because, well, I mean, who doesn't love monkeys?
Right.
But more importantly, this research offers some really compelling insights into how different diets impact our bodies.
Yeah, I think monkey studies are incredibly valuable because they allow scientists to do these longer and more controlled experiments than would be ethically possible with human subjects, right?
Right.
So in this particular study, researchers put monkeys on either a Western diet or a Mediterranean diet for over 2 years.
Wow.
Which is a really long time.
Yeah.
And here's the really interesting part. Both diets have the same amount of carbs, fat, and even sugar.
Okay, so if the macros were the same, what made the difference?
Well, the results were pretty amazing.
Yeah.
The monkeys on the Western diet, they developed insulin resistance. They gained fat around their midsections.
Oh, wow.
And get this, they started eating significantly more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But the monkeys on the Mediterranean diet sailed through the study without experiencing any of these issues.
Wow, that's a pretty stark contrast.
It is.
What was the key difference between the two diets?
So it all boiled down to the type of fat.
Okay.
The Western diet was loaded with saturated fat, while the Mediterranean diet emphasized monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats.
Okay.
And what researchers discovered is that this combination of high saturated fat and sugar, it creates a phenomenon called hyperphagia.
Hyperphagia, that sounds pretty intense.
Yeah, so hyperphagia is a medical term for excessive hunger.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it throws your body's natural hunger signals out of whack.
Gotcha.
And it makes you feel constantly hungry, even if you've already eaten enough.
Oh, wow. So this study is telling us that choosing the right types of fat can make a big difference in managing hunger and preventing weight gain.
Exactly. It's not just about calories,
Yeah.
The quality of the food we eat really matters.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, how does the Mediterranean diet stack up against other popular diets like keto, for example?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
There was a study that directly compared a very low-carb keto diet to a low-carb Mediterranean diet.
Okay.
And while both diets led to improvements in glucose levels, insulin resistance, and body fat, there was a surprising twist.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat. What was it?
The Mediterranean diet group actually showed better results, even though they were eating slightly more carbs.
Hold on, more carbs and better results. That seems to contradict everything we hear about weight loss these days.
It does, right?
Yeah.
It challenges the notion that carbs are the enemy.
Yeah.
This study suggests that the benefits of healthy fats, fiber, and polyphenols that are found in the Mediterranean diet can sometimes outweigh the benefits of simply cutting carbs.
So it's all about finding a balance that works for your individual needs and preferences.
Precisely.
Okay, now let's talk about the gut microbiome.
Okay.
It seems like everyone is talking about gut health these days.
For good reason.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. A healthy gut microbiome is crucial for overall health.
Yeah.
And that includes weight management.
I've heard that the Mediterranean diet can have a positive impact on the gut microbiome.
Right.
What does the research say about that?
Well, there was a meta-analysis of 37 studies that found that people who closely followed a Mediterranean diet, they had more diverse microbiomes. In particular, they had higher levels of bacteroids, which is a type of bacteria that's linked to good metabolism and healthy body composition.
So a diverse microbiome is a good thing.
It is.
Okay.
A diverse microbiome means better digestion, less bloating, lower inflammation,
Wow.
and even stronger bones.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It makes you realize just how interconnected different systems in the body are.
For sure.
And speaking of connections, I'm curious to learn more about some of the the specific compounds found in the Mediterranean diet that are said to boost fat burning.
Okay.
So,
one that's gotten a lot of attention is resveratrol.
yeah.
You'll find it in grapes and red wine.
Okay.
Studies on mice have shown that resveratrol can actually increase the number and efficiency of mitochondria.
Mitochondria. Those are the powerhouses of our cells.
Exactly. They're responsible for burning fat for energy.
Okay.
So in a way, resveratrol was giving the mice's fat-burning engines a turbo boost.
That's fascinating. So enjoying a glass of red wine with dinner could actually have some benefits.
Well, moderation is key, of course.
Of course.
But it does highlight the fact that certain components of the Mediterranean diet can have a really positive impact on how our cells function.
Yeah.
And resveratrol isn't the only compound that can do this.
Okay.
There's others, like urolithin A,
Okay.
which is found in pomegranates and berries.
Urolithin A, that's a new one for me.
Yeah.
Does it work in a similar way to resveratrol?
It does.
Okay.
It also enhances mitochondrial function, but there's a bit of a catch.
Oh, okay.
It's a postbiotic.
A postbiotic. I'm not familiar with that term.
So a postbiotic is a beneficial compound that's produced by the bacteria in our gut.
Ah. Okay.
So we eat the food,
Yeah.
our gut bacteria gets to work,
Yeah.
and they produce urolithin A.
Ah. So having a healthy and diverse gut microbiome is crucial for reaping the benefits of urolithin A. It all circles back to the gut. This is really blowing my mind.
Yeah, it is fascinating how interconnected our bodies are,
Yeah.
and it underscores the importance of a holistic approach to health.
Yeah.
You know, recognizing that all these systems work together.
Okay. I'm ready for the next fascinating tidbit. What else have you got?
All right, well, there's been some interesting research on the Mediterranean diet and its impact on GLP-1,
Okay.
which is the hormone that weight loss drugs like Ozempic mimic.
Oh, okay.
Researchers compared a calorie-restricted Western diet to a calorie-restricted Mediterranean diet.
So both groups were eating the same number of calories.
Yes,
Okay.
but the results were very different.
Ah.
Both groups lost weight, as you might expect. But the Mediterranean group, they lost more fat
Oh, wow.
and saw this significant increase in GLP-1 levels.
Wait a minute. If they had higher GLP-1 levels, wouldn't they feel less hungry? But didn't we just talk about how the Mediterranean diet can help regulate hunger hormones?
You bring up a good point.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this finding so intriguing.
Yeah.
So the Mediterranean group also experienced an increase in ghrelin, the hunger hormone,
Okay.
and a decrease in leptin, which is the satiety hormone.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, that hormonal profile would indicate hunger,
Right.
but the spike in GLP-1,
Yeah.
which is a powerful appetite suppressant, seemed to override those signals.
So they were essentially in a state of feeling full and satisfied while simultaneously burning fat. That sounds almost too good to be true.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it suggests that the Mediterranean diet might have these unique effects on appetite regulation that go beyond simply reducing calorie intake.
Wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
It really highlights how much is going on beneath the surface when we make dietary changes.
Uh-huh.
We often focus on calories in versus calories out.
Right.
But there's a whole symphony of hormones and physiological processes at play.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Diets that focus solely on calorie restriction often fail in the long run
Right.
because they don't address those underlying hormonal imbalances or support overall metabolic health.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Mediterranean diet, on the other hand, seems to address multiple aspects of health simultaneously.
Yes.
It's not just about weight loss, it's about creating a state of overall well-being.
Absolutely.
Okay, before we go any further, let's take a moment to clarify what a true Mediterranean diet actually looks like.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, it's not all pasta and pizza.
No, absolutely. While those foods can certainly be part of a balanced Mediterranean diet,
Right.
the emphasis is on quality ingredients.
Yeah.
And meals that nourish your body.
So what are the cornerstones of a truly authentic Mediterranean diet?
Okay, so let's start with protein.
Okay.
Think lean sources like fish,
Uh-huh.
chicken, some cured meats like prosciutto, Parma ham, and then red meat maybe a couple times per week.
Gotcha.
And the quality of the meat matters too, you know?
Okay.
Choosing grass-fed and organic options
Yeah.
whenever possible can further enhance the nutritional value.
Got it.
Yeah.
Prioritize lean protein and choose high-quality sources.
Exactly.
What about fats? They seem to play a key role in the Mediterranean diet.
They do.
Yeah.
Healthy fats are a cornerstone of this way of eating.
Okay.
Olive oil is a staple.
Yeah.
And then other good options include avocado oil,
Mm-hmm.
nuts and seeds.
Okay.
And, notice that we're talking about whole nuts and seeds, not refined oils.
Right.
Like those found in a lot of processed foods.
Okay, so embrace healthy fats, but steer clear of those processed oils. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fruits and vegetables,
Okay.
and lots of them.
Yeah.
The Mediterranean diet emphasizes colorful produce, particularly deep leafy greens.
Okay.
They're packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants that support overall health.
What about starches? Are they included?
Yes, starches are included. But the focus is on whole grains
Okay.
and limiting refined carbohydrates.
Gotcha.
So opt for brown rice,
Mm-hmm.
quinoa, oats, and whole wheat bread
Yeah.
over white rice, white bread, and processed snacks.
It's all about choosing those less processed, more nutrient-dense options.
Exactly.
And what about sweets? Can we indulge at all?
Absolutely. The key is moderation.
Yeah. Okay.
Enjoy those delicious Mediterranean sweets like baklava or fruit tarts,
Yeah.
but keep the portions small
Right.
and savor every bite.
So it's not about deprivation. It's about finding a balance that allows you to enjoy all the delicious flavors of the Mediterranean while nourishing your body.
Exactly. And that's what makes it such a sustainable and enjoyable way of eating.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to add before we move on to our final thoughts?
Well, I think it's important to note that, while the research we've discussed highlights the incredible benefits of the Mediterranean diet, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Every individual is unique,
Uh-huh.
and what works for one person may not work for another.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's about finding what works best for you, your body, and your lifestyle.
right.
The Mediterranean diet provides a framework,
Yeah.
but it's up to each individual to adapt it to their own needs and preferences.
I love that. It's about empowering people to take control of their health and make choices that support their well-being.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Well,
Yeah. And that brings us to a really interesting point.
okay.
While the Mediterranean diet is often praised for its weight management benefits,
Right.
it's not just about shedding pounds.
Yeah.
It's about adopting a lifestyle that supports overall health and well-being.
Yeah, I've always been drawn to that holistic aspect of it. It feels like a more mindful and intuitive way of approaching food and health. Like it's not about restriction, it's about nourishment.
Exactly.
And one of the key aspects of this lifestyle is the emphasis on reducing inflammation.
Yes.
We know that chronic inflammation can really, wreak havoc on our bodies and contribute to a whole host of health issues, including weight gain.
For sure.
Yeah, it's like inflammation is like this silent saboteur.
Yeah, it is.
Quietly disrupting our body's natural processes.
Yeah, you can think of inflammation as a sort of static
Okay.
that interferes with communication between hormones like insulin and your cells.
Gotcha.
And this disruption can prevent your body from, efficiently using energy,
Okay.
which leads to fat storage.
So reducing inflammation is essential for optimal health and weight management.
Absolutely.
And the Mediterranean diet seems to excel in this area.
There was a study that found that a Mediterranean diet
Yeah. rich
in extra virgin olive oil was particularly effective at reducing inflammation
Okay.
and improving insulin sensitivity.
So this brings us back to the importance of nutrient density.
Yes.
Like a calorie is not just a calorie.
Right.
The
Exactly.
quality of the food we eat really matters.
It does.
Yeah, so we're not just talking about cutting calories. We're talking about choosing foods that nourish our bodies at a cellular level.
Precisely.
Okay, I'm ready for another fascinating insight. What else can you tell me about the benefits of the Mediterranean diet?
Okay, well, this one might surprise you.
Okay.
People who follow a Mediterranean diet tend to sleep better.
Really? I had no idea there was a connection between diet and sleep quality.
There's a growing body of research
Wow.
that suggests there is.
Okay.
One study found that those who closely followed a Mediterranean diet, they had longer sleep duration,
Okay.
they experienced less wakefulness during the night,
Like-
and reported feeling less fatigued during the day.
That's incredible. It makes you wonder if the anti-inflammatory properties of the diet could be contributing to better sleep.
It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
And perhaps there's something to be said for the slower, more mindful lifestyle that's often associated with Mediterranean cultures.
Right.
It's about slowing down, savoring meals,
Yeah.
connecting with loved ones.
Yeah.
This shift in pace and mindset might also play a role in improving sleep quality.
It's a reminder that health is multifaceted.
Yeah.
It's not just about what we eat. It's about how we live.
Right.
It's about finding a balance that nourishes our minds and bodies.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of nourishing our bodies, let's circle back to those superhero compounds we touched on earlier.
Okay.
You asked if resveratrol was the only compound in the Mediterranean diet that could boost fat burning.
Right.
And it's not.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me more.
One that I find particularly fascinating is urolithin A.
Oh.
It's found in pomegranates and berries.
Okay.
And it's been shown to enhance mitochondrial function, similar to resveratrol.
Okay.
But what's unique about urolithin A is that it's a postbiotic.
Okay, you're gonna have to refresh my memory on what a postbiotic is.
Right, so a postbiotic is a beneficial compound
Okay.
that's produced by the bacteria in our gut.
Gotcha.
So we eat the food.
Yeah.
Our gut bacteria get to work.
Uh-huh.
And they produce urolithin A.
So having a healthy gut microbiome is essential for reaping the benefits of urolithin A.
Exactly.
It all comes back to the gut.
It does.
This is amazing.
It is.
It makes you realize that food is more than just calories.
Okay.
It's information that our bodies use to function.
Yeah.
And by choosing foods that are rich in these beneficial compounds,
Right.
we're giving our bodies the tools they need to thrive.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this brings us to another study that's been making headlines lately. It involves GLP-1,
Okay.
which is that hormone that's all the rage in weight loss drugs like Ozempic.
Right. Yeah.
Researchers wanted to see how the Mediterranean diet would affect GLP-1 levels
Okay.
compared to a more typical Western diet.
So they basically pitted the Mediterranean diet against the Western diet in a head-to-head match. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Yeah, so they put two groups of people on calorie-restricted diets.
Okay.
One group following a Mediterranean diet, and the other a Western diet.
So both groups were eating the same number of calories?
Yes, but the outcomes were different.
Okay.
Both groups lost weight, as you might expect.
Right.
But the Mediterranean group had some really remarkable results.
Okay.
Not only did they lose more fat than the Western diet group,
Wow.
but they also experienced a significant increase in GLP-1 levels.
So the Mediterranean diet was essentially mimicking the effects of a weight loss drug. That's pretty impressive.
It is.
Yeah.
But there's another layer to this finding that makes it even more fascinating.
Okay.
The Mediterranean group also had an increase in ghrelin,
Okay.
the hunger hormone, and a decrease in leptin,
Okay.
the satiety hormone.
Wait, wouldn't that make them feel hungry all the time?
You would think so,
Yeah.
right?
That doesn't seem to align with what we've been talking about in terms of appetite regulation.
But here's the interesting part.
Okay.
The spike in GLP-1, which is a powerful appetite suppressant,
Yeah.
seemed to override those hunger signals.
So they were essentially in a state of feeling full and satisfied while simultaneously burning fat. That sounds like a dream scenario for anyone trying to lose weight.
It does.
Yeah.
And it suggests that the Mediterranean diet might have these unique effects on appetite regulation that go beyond simply reducing calorie intake.
Okay, before we wrap things up, I wanna make sure we're clear on what a true Mediterranean diet actually looks like. Because
Okay.
let's be honest, it's not all pasta and pizza.
Absolutely. While those foods have their place,
Right.
the emphasis is on quality ingredients
Yeah.
and balanced meals.
So think lean protein sources like fish,
Exact.
chicken, some cured meats like prosciutto, Parma ham,
Yeah,
and red meat a couple of times per week.
maybe.
And the quality of the meat matters too.
It does. Choosing grass-fed and organic options whenever possible can further enhance the nutritional value.
Got it. Prioritize lean protein, opt for high-quality sources. What about fats?
Okay, so healthy fats are a cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet.
Okay.
Olive oil is a staple.
Yeah.
Other good options include avocado oil,
Mm-hmm.
nuts and seeds.
Okay.
Notice that we're talking about whole nuts and seeds, not refined oils, like those found in a lot of processed foods.
Okay, so embrace healthy fats but steer clear of those processed oils. Makes sense. What else?
Fruits and vegetables, and lots of them.
Okay.
The Mediterranean diet emphasizes colorful produce,
Okay.
particularly deep leafy greens.
Okay.
They're packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants that support overall health.
What about starches?
Yes, starches are included,
Okay.
but the focus is on whole grains
Okay.
and limiting refined carbohydrates.
Gotcha.
So opt for brown rice, quinoa, oats,
Yeah.
whole wheat bread over white rice, white bread, and processed snacks.
It's all about choosing those less processed, more nutrient-dense options.
Exactly.
And what about sweets? Can we indulge at all?
Absolutely. The key is moderation.
Okay.
Enjoy those delicious Mediterranean sweets like baklava or fruit tarts,
Yeah.
but keep the portions small and savor every bite.
So it's not about deprivation, it's about finding a balance that allows you to enjoy all the delicious flavors of the Mediterranean while nourishing your body.
Exactly, and that's what makes it such a sustainable and enjoyable way of eating.
Okay, so we've really dug into the science behind the Mediterranean diet, from the impact of different types of fat to the role of the gut microbiome, and even the effects on hormones like GLP-1. It's clear that there's a lot more to this way of eating than meets the eye.
Absolutely, and one of the most compelling aspects of the Mediterranean diet is that it's not just a diet, it's a way of life.
Yeah, I've always been drawn to that aspect of it too. It feels like a more holistic and mindful approach to food and health.
Right.
It's not about restriction, it's about savoring the experience of eating and connecting with food on a deeper level.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It's about, slowing down, sharing meals with loved ones, appreciating the connection between food, culture, and well-being.
Yeah.
It's about, moving away from that diet mentality and embracing a way of eating that nourishes both body and soul.
It's a shift in perspective from focusing solely on weight loss to prioritizing overall health and well-being.
Precisely, and that's what makes it so sustainable.
Yeah.
It's not about deprivation. It's about abundance, enjoyment, and honoring your body's needs.
So to sum it all up, the Mediterranean diet is much more than just a fad. It's a science-backed approach to health and well-being that extends far beyond weight loss.
Yeah, from reducing inflammation to improving gut health, enhancing sleep quality, and even boosting mitochondrial function.
Yeah.
It's a way of eating that supports our bodies from the inside out.
It's a powerful reminder that food is more than just calories. It's information that influences how our bodies function.
Right, and by choosing nutrient-dense whole foods, we're giving our bodies the tools they need to thrive.
Well, we've only scratched the surface today, but I hope this deep dive has piqued your curiosity and inspired you to explore the Mediterranean diet further.
Yeah, and remember, it's not about perfection.
Yeah.
It's about progress. Start by incorporating small changes into your daily routine.
Yeah.
And see how they make you feel.
Maybe swap out that processed snack for a handful of nuts.
Exactly.
Or add some extra veggies to your dinner plate.
Yeah, experiment with new recipes, try different types of olive oil, and discover the joy of cooking with fresh, seasonal ingredients.
And most importantly, savor the experience of eating.
Yes.
Slow down, engage your senses, and appreciate the nourishment and pleasure that food provides.
Food is a powerful tool.
It is.
And the Mediterranean diet offers a delicious and sustainable path to a healthier, happier life.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration into the world of health and wellness.